to the moon and back, and they could never make me hate you.
On this episode of Simply Necessary Conversations.
So I keep seeing it every time I go to the movies because I've been going to the movies a lot. It's summertime. Everything is out right now. I'm going to see Inside Out 2 later, and I'm so excited about it. But one of the trailers that has been probably one of the most popular and has everybody talking is Fly Me to the Moon, starring Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. And the whole premise of the movie, it's a romantic comedy, so it's not meant to be taken seriously. But the whole premise of the movie is that Scarlett Johansson is like this PR person. Channing Tatum is this astronaut, and she's helping the U.S. government fake the moon landing, which got a lot of people talking. I've heard a lot of people commenting on, is this movie truly fiction, or is there some truth to the government being able to do stuff like that? And like, is this kind of proof that maybe we didn't land on the moon when we supposedly landed on the moon? That's what a lot of people have been saying on the social mediums. Mm-hmm. So what do you think?
The concept is not a brand new concept because there is a movie from the 70s called Capricorn 1 starring the infamous now O.J. Simpson. He was not infamous when he made the movie. He was very popular, but where the whole concept was showing how the government actually faked the moon landing and the astronaut. Well, I guess, spoiler alert, I should have said that first. But I mean, that's what we're talking about. But
it came out in 78. If y'all haven't seen it by now,
but go see it or like find it somehow and see it, because that was the whole premise of the movie, and that the astronauts were not aware. Like, they really thought that they were going to the moon, and they were forced to fake the situation, and then all the things that unfold after that. There's another movie that is adjacent to this one called Wag the Dog. You probably have never heard of it, but it's one of the movies that I recommend that people see. It's kind of a dark parody. And the whole concept is that there is a politician, maybe the president, I can't remember, who gets in trouble. Somebody gets in trouble and they need to distract everybody. So they create a fake war. They hire producers, they hire people to come in and and like have this whole fake country. Like, they make up a name, because like, who knows all the countries in the world? Nobody does. So they make up a country. They get footage. They create a fake war to distract everybody. So like, the whole concept of the government faking things that are important things is not. And I don't want to feed the conspiracy theories because I know they're out there. But specifically the moon landing, I have myself I've questioned it. I have a aunt who has passed away, rest in peace, that used to say they didn't go to the moon. They didn't go to the moon. And she's so funny because when they started sending up the shuttles, the space shuttles, the first one that they sent up, I think it was a space shuttle that blew up. My aunt said they blew that one up because it was a black person on there, and black people are not going to keep that secret. And they had to blow that shuttle up because they knew he was going to tell it. So I don't know, but people have theorized that maybe
this is why I'm not going to say I believe that we didn't land on the moon, but this is why I believe that it's possible that we didn't, at least when we said we did as a country. Because, one, now, the biggest thing of recent things that have happened that I'm aware of is, for those of you that don't know, Boeing Starliner, it was supposed to launch several times. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be the first manned mission with, I think, either there's some about it being the first manned mission for Boeing, or the first manned mission to go to the space. There was something about it being the first manned mission. It got delayed several times.
Wasn't it because of weather?
No, it was not because of weather, because I had to be paying attention for work purposes. It was not because of weather. It was because there kept being technical difficulties. In 2024, if we're having technical difficulties just going to the International Space Station for 3 times, and I'm talking
with the current modern technology,
with astronauts in the cockpit. Is it a cockpit?
I guess, child.
They're in the spaceship. 5, 4, 3. Actually, guys, JK, we're not going today because there's technical difficulties that we did not realize until 3 minutes before takeoff. It makes me wonder, like, in the 60s, we didn't even have FaceTime.
Yeah.
How are we going to the moon?
It boggles my mind that...
Which maybe I'm just like dumb.
68, I believe it was, that they went to the moon. It's like, really though? Like, really? Now, one of the reasons that I do want to believe that it happened was because of the movie Hidden Figures, like, that whole lore of, or not lore, facts as far as we know.
Well, no, not facts.
Facts as far as we know that, there were African American women that assisted and made that possible. So that part I want to hold on to. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, we went in 1968. And then it took decades for us to go back again. Like we went and was like, check.
This is going to be a very stupid question, but I'm not an astronaut. Have astronauts gone back, or have we sent satellites and that kind of?
That's the other thing. It's like, so we went the one time and we were satisfied with that for all these years. Nobody ever went back. The other thing is, there's all these movies out there that conspiracy theorists have put together where there's shadows, and they're like, there wouldn't have been shadows because of the sun, it's black in space. And then like the flag, they're like, how is the flag not move? Like just all these things. Several of those questions have been answered by NASA.
From the United States specifically and the world specifically have found a way to monetize every single thing that can possibly be monetized and making money from it. Why are we not taking trips to the moon? Like, why is that not? We had Ocean Gate. We had people going underwater to look at the Titanic. Why are we not monetizing going to the moon?
I don't know. And I'm not smart. Well, here's the thing. Computers exist and I don't know how they work. Like it boggles my mind how computers work.
If somebody explains to me how coding worked, I feel like I could kind of understand.
I guess you could get I don't know, but I have always been fascinated by the fact it's like in 1968, pre-cell phone, pre-internet.
Y'all was still calling and saying, operator, what's the weather? And we are going to the moon.
It boggles the mind.
Well, so not y'all, because you were not alive in 68. My apologies.
But I know that there are people that would say you're stupid. Of course it happened. I think there's just as many reasons to question it as there are reasons to believe it. I'm the type of person that I'm not just going to believe it because I'm being told to believe it. Yeah. I need some facts. And I feel like most people are going to question what the government is selling us just because there's definitely stuff we don't know. Well, because now here's the thing. On the flip side of that, the internet existed for decades before the general public was aware of its use. And we found that out. I think Al Gore was the one that kind of pushed or somehow facilitated the internet being accessible to just average citizens.
I lied when I said that y'all didn't even have FaceTime in 68. There was FaceTime. They just didn't think that it was going to be relevant or popular.
So with that being said, there were technologies that were introduced and then kind of discontinued in a certain kind of way because they didn't think that. So it's quite possible that they had the technology, but like I said, there's just as many reasons to question it as there are to accept it. But who knows? Also, this movie is going to start the whole conspiracy up again. And whoever made the movie is genius. This is the perfect time to do that.
And if you're a fan of movies, if you're a fan of theme parks, you know how you can feel like you're somewhere that you're not.
Virtual simulations,
and not to say Disney don't have the technology to really make it feel like you're in space. In a legitimate way, but in terms of the movies, you go to see a Marvel movie and you're in space.
Jurassic Park had us whole looking at the dinosaur screaming, please, here he comes. So who knows?
Or even when you go to Universal, you cannot tell me that I'm not in Hogwarts. What are you talking about?
Well, ride Avatar
or you mean Flight of Passage, the Avatar?
I call it Avatar. The ride is so momentous that I just call it Avatar. But if you ride Flight of Passage, you can't tell me that I don't have my own Banshee and I'm not you cannot tell me that I'm not. So
you're riding with the Na'vi in there?
Yeah. I mean so there's technology out there. It's just gonna get, and then with AI now,
AI is incredibly terrifying.
That's scary. But anyway,
because you can literally, I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, but they have been taking random, they'll take a country song or they'll take a rap song and be like, what if it was made in the 1960s? And it'll be that artist's voice, that person's lyrics, but it'll have 60s vibe to you can do whatever you want with AI, which is
scary. So there's two battling questions.
Did we just have technology before we knew it, or did they not?
Did it not happen and they fooled us that it did, or have they had this technology all the time and just have been parsing it out to us a little bit?
I could believe that because to a certain extent, I feel like the government probably, or world leaders probably see themselves as for lack of a better word, kind of like gods over people in terms of what we're able to handle at one time. So I don't know. They could have known.
I mean, it kind of begs the same question that how did they build the pyramids? Like, how did they do? Some of the things, the natural wonders.
Forget let's put the pyramids on pause. The Great Wall of China still does not make sense to me,
honey. Like, yeah, there's things when they talk about the positioning of the pyramids and how if you're in space, they're spaced out exactly this, that, and other thing. Like, how?
Because it takes us forever. Like, it'll take them. The ride at Busch Gardens is still under construction.
That's what I'm talking about.
But we could build the Great Wall of China and the pyramids in however many.
It's one of those things where, as a Christian person, from a biblical perspective, there's things in the Bible that were mentioned in the Bible thousands of years ago that they're just discovering now. Like, there's a passage in the Bible that mentions underwater rivers, and people are like, oh, whatever. Well, now science has proven that there are literally underwater rivers. There's all kinds of things that were mentioned there. I think it was Ezekiel. There's a scripture where Ezekiel is taken up into the heavens and he sees this, that, and other thing. And everybody's like, clearly spaceships, clearly like helicopters, clearly whatever, that obviously didn't exist during the time that the Bible was being written. So like, I just feel like sometimes there's things going on.
Also, my last point is
that we don't understand.
If y'all don't remember the show Manifest, which I stopped watching like maybe the last couple of seasons, but the show Manifest, Flight 828, I think it was. Mm-hmm. It had me thinking, like, when I get on a plane, like, am I really like?
Yeah, and am I being fooled? That picture of supposedly, I think it was taken in the 50s or 60s, and supposedly caught somebody in the picture on a cell phone, and it's like cell phones didn't exist.
And that makes me think of the show Timeless too.
Timeless, yeah. Timeless was quality TV. I don't know why that show got
Timeless and The Librarian should have never been canceled. That's my hot take.
Yeah, they should have brought that back. But anyway, we said all that to say there's
a possibility
that we've been
FBI, if you're watching this, I'm not a threat. I'm not like,
yeah, don't come for
kill
us.
Me.
We're just girls, as you like to say.
I'm just a girl.
There you go.
I'm just a girl. I just have my theories. But anyway, speaking of theories and opinions, let me put y'all on is a little bit different today, because we're going to be putting y'all on to foods that are just as good store-bought as they are homemade.
Well, maybe not just as good, but there is a suitable substitute if you don't have time to make it at home. A suitable
substitute.
Yeah.
When you don't have time to, make your Southern style dishes from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would you like to give your opinions on things that you enjoy?
Yeah. So, okay. So nobody attacked me, but I would like to go on record as saying Publix has done a very good job with their potato salad.
Oh, Publix there's a lot of things.
They have done a very good job with their potato salad. They have the Southern style, which is very close to my mom's potato. Now, is it as good as my mom? No. But if mom doesn't feel like making it, I will settle for Publix potato salad. And I don't think I would settle for any other store brand.
I don't like the Walmart, Sam's Club potato salad.
Yeah, like I don't like those. But yeah. And then if you don't like the Southern style, they have the German. Like they have multiple versions of potato salad. But I would say that Publix has done a reasonable job with their potato salad. So in a pinch, it can be subbed in for homemade.
Okay. So I feel like the wings from the Walmart deli are not bad. Y'all are sleeping on the Walmart deli wings.
They're overpriced now, but compared to chain restaurants.
But like, if you you're craving chicken and you don't feel like making wings yourself or like running to Buffalo Wild Wings, Wing House, whatever, the Walmart, like, I know some of y'all are going to be like, ugh.
But no. And Publix doesn't do a bad job with their wings either. I know you get sick of them because that's my go-to because they're closed. The only thing about Publix
is, as Stay Brown would say, the chicken is hairy. There's always
not hairy.
Feathers.
Sometimes,
I'm telling you, every time
there's a little feather, but that's the chicken you buy. Like the chicken that you buy to cook sometimes will have a feather.
They can pick it off.
It's probably a machine doing the work, and it's not going to get them. It's like sometimes you'll have a scale on a fish.
If you get the 20-piece wings and you're sharing with somebody, or you're like throwing a party and you just got like random wings or whatever, somebody's going to get a feather in their mouth.
Is it deep fried? Well, I'm just going to eat it.
No,
I'm just going to eat it. Like if it's small enough, it's going down with the rest. Now, if it's big enough that I can see it and easily pick it up, but it's not going to hurt you.
The feathers on the chicken make me understand vegans.
It's a part.
I'm far from being a vegan.
It's a part of the chicken, and
I understand.
And it's usually like we're not talking feather. We're talking a little tiny. It happens. It's fine, but
I prefer to get my wings from Walmart because I don't want to be eating feather.
Well, I'm good with either Walmart or Publix. Both of those are decent wing substitute. My next one is, and I don't work for Publix, but y'all need to give me a job because I'm about to say, in terms of birthday cake specifically, Publix birthday cake.
That is the first question that any black person is going to ask
at a birthday party.
At a birthday party, at a baby shower.
Did it come from
Not
Publix?
a wedding, because most of the time you're going to get like a better cake at a wedding. But like at any event, or like when I was in school and we would be having events and we would have to get a cake, everyone, is it Publix?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants it if it's not Publix, nobody's going to eat it.
If it's a specialty cake, now their specialty cakes are good too. I had a job at a place. I'm not going to say the name of the place because I don't work there anyway. I had a job at a place. I'm not going to say the name of the place. But that chocolate cake, the chocolate specialty cake that Publix, I think we kept them in business. Yeah, I think we kept them in business because every time there was an occasion, that was the cake that they got.
Or the chantilly.
I have not had the chantilly that I can recollect.
I don't think I've tried it, but it's pretty.
But it is very pretty. So, like, if you're in a pinch and you don't know someone that makes custom cakes, or you don't, bake yourself,
pretty much anything you want them to do.
I have found that, and every birthday, it has been a Publix birthday cake, and I love that they have accommodated all my whims because for years, the cake always had to fit with the theme of the year. If we traveled somewhere, the cake had to fit in. The year you got your driver's license, I had them put a driver's license on the cake. The year that you wanted to go to D.C., that is known for its cherry blossoms, you had cherry blossoms on the cake. Girls said they had never done cherry blossoms on a cake, birthday cake like that.
You had them, like, print out picture, or you printed out pictures of me and had them like
they will do photo cakes for you. Now, mind you, there is a slight upcharge if you want some of these things done. The cherry blossom cake, she didn't charge because it was still just flowers. Yeah. She could have been shady and charged me. She didn't, and she did a beautiful job. Like with the cherry blossoms, used chocolate to make the stent. Like she killed it. Publix cakes in general tend to be very good. I will say I used to be shady towards Sam's cakes. But over time, if you get it fresh, now I don't know if you just walk in the store and get one how it's going to go, but if you get it fresh,
you cannot get anything that's red on that cake.
That's any of them. Even Publix, do not get red frosting.
The red dye is
too. It almost tastes toxic.
It tastes like I'm going to get cancer.
So and then keep this in mind, kind of going off the rails a little bit for a moment. Anytime you have an unnatural color in food, it's probably not healthy for you. So when I do cakes, I try to avoid, I know what you're laughing at. When I do cakes,
too immature to be an
you are. But when you do cakes, try to go with pastel colors on the cake because food coloring in general is supposed to be food safe. I don't trust it, cause especially when you do red or purple or like a deep blue. It tastes strange. So that's just a little side note. So do you have anything else on your?
Okay, I have three more things.
Okay,
quickly we'll run through them. Getting fruit from Publix. I know a lot of people like to like locally source their fruit or like, go, which that's fine.
Publix uses a lot of local growers.
That's fine if you like go to, the farmer's market and get your stuff, whatever. But Publix always has good fruit. Like the Publix pineapple. Oh my God.
It represents pineapple very well.
Every time I get it, it's like the perfect pineapple. I don't know how they do it.
I actually had a conversation with one of the produce ladies the other day because I talk to people. I asked her about the melon. I was like, how do y'all win? Like, how do y'all get it right? I would say at least 80% of the time. She's like, well, we check it. Like, she's like, we do a little taste test. She's like, of course, we don't taste everything, but she's like, we try to make sure that we're checking things or whatever and stuff. They do a good job with the fruit too. And
then my last two things. The lemonades at Publix.
Oh my God, this is a Publix commercial now that I think about it.
Give me something free, please. The lemonades at Publix are always good. And then the frozen like Indian dinners, while they're not as good as going to an authentic Indian restaurant,
you can get those anywhere.
But you can get those.
Not anywhere. You can get them at Publix. You can get them. Some of them at Walmart.
At Publix, Walmart. They might be in Target, and I know they're in Trader Joe's.
There's some in Target.
And I think
if you like Indian food, yeah.
But it's better to go to an authentic restaurant and try. Like y'all know that's my favorite cuisine. But if I'm in a pinch and a lot of like Indian restaurants are really far from our house, I'm going to go and just, get and they even have like the garlic naan frozen. They have like the butter chicken, the curry chicken, the tikka masala. Yeah. I'll just eat that.
What's your next thing? Did you have one more?
Oh, no, that was it. I'm done. I'm not being a big back any longer.
I don't like that phrase.
Why?
I mean, because I just feel like it's just mean.
How is that mean? You're calling yourself that.
Well, when you call yourself that. But anyway, in conclusion, there are some reasonable substitutes for different types of cuisine that you can get from the store. It will not be the same as homemade, but it's a pretty good second.
Also, Publix bread is really good. Okay, I'm done.
Publix, we need a sponsorship because we have really just hyped y'all up. But I like giving credit where credit is due. So
and Publix is the closest.
You know what? And I will say this: this is not a homemade versus not homemade situation, but whose snacks are kind of next level for a Target has their snacks and their variety.
I don't know. Something about getting food from Target just irritates me.
I don't tend to buy like their fresh or whatever, but like their chips and their like they have a good variety of stuff.
I don't like,
and it's not the same stuff that you see everywhere else. So I'll shout y'all out to Target because I do go there for like specialty items.
I miss the days when Target actually used to be reasonably priced. Ooh. I'm just saying.
And what, like we're going way off, but let me tell y'all something. Just because you like Target and you don't shop at Walmart, you ain't special. You ain't special. Like, that's so ridiculous to me because you overpay for stuff. You think that makes you special?
I know. Well, I will say that Walmart sometimes is aggravating, and it's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. When you walk into a Publix or a Target, you're just like at peace. Yeah. When you walk into Walmart,
shopping is definitely a pleasure at Publix.
That stupid Publix commercial. That's
where shopping is a pleasure. They didn't lie. I like that when you go in there, they have trained their people. If you ask where something is, they don't do this whole point thing until they have trained their people to walk you to, if they can, walk you to wherever the item is.
Sometimes they can be too friendly. Because I would run in there.
Such thing as too friendly.
Yes, there is. I run in there when I'm on my way to work. I'm running late. I just need to grab my lunch and go. And how is your day? Where do you work? What are you doing today? I don't want to answer questions.
Publix is the Disney World of grocery stores, at least here in South Florida, or in the South, because they're in more than just Florida. They're the Disney World of grocery stores. But I just want to put out there, you snobs that I don't go to Walmart, I only go to Target. Well, you just overpaid.
Y'all got big money.
You just overpaid. Not to say I'm not gonna shade Target because they have some nice stuff in there, but you're not special because you go to Target and not Walmart. How you go? That to me, that is very bougetto.
Me personally, I will get the Great Value brand and save my money.
Yeah, I'm shopping at both. I'm shopping at both.
But anyways, what happened was this is just a food.
Yeah, I think we were hungry. We were hungry when we planned this show.
I wasn't though. I had just ate Chick-fil-A.
I don't know.
Anyway. I just had Chick-fil-A. Anyways, what had happened was is this is kind of local. So if y'all are not in the Tampa Bay area, unless you are planning to visit
if you're
Tampa,
visiting, you can put this on your list.
Unless you're planning to visit us, or not us. Don't come to my house.
If you're planning on visiting the
area. We discovered like a new little, and there's always a new little eating place in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But we discovered I guess I shouldn't say new.
It's not new. It was new to us.
But it was new to us.
Yeah.
Crate in Wesley Chapel is so cute.
It is.
We went there, and your birthday was your birthday week. So we were doing a whole bunch of things. What did we do first? Oh, you got a facial.
I got a facial. It was fabulous.
Wait, let me tell y'all what I did for my mother. What happened was what I did for my mother for her birthday, real quick, briefly. I got you a facial, and it was thoroughly enjoyed.
It was wonderful.
It was expensive though,
but it was worth it.
I got you a facial. Then we went to Disney. My treat for the first time ever.
I have an employed child, and I'm loving it.
After years of you surprised me with Disney trips, I was able to. Well, not surprised because you were on the surprise.
Well, I could figure it out. You are good at keeping a secret. You're not.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
you just were like, we're going to Disney or Universal tomorrow, aren't we?
I could figure it out.
And I was like, okay, well.
But I enjoyed it.
Anyways. And then the day after, we went to Crate. That's how we ended up at Crate. And basically, Crate is like, I guess it's, I don't want to lie, but I think it's repurposed shipping cartons. I think it's
called Crate because of the...
Yeah, repurposed shipping cartons. And it's like in this random parking lot in Wesley Chapel across from the shopping plaza. But once you're in there, like
it's in the Grove. Wasn't it the Grove? Didn't it?
It's near the Grove.
Oh, yeah.
But they have like parallel parking. You can like pull up right to the shops. They have like cute little gift shop type places. They have all different types of cuisines. There was Jamaican food. There was this place called, I think, Bodega, where they had traditional like New York sandwiches.
Like a bodega, a deli.
Yeah, they had
a New York deli.
Traditional New York sandwiches. They had a Chinese Peruvian like place, which I had never heard of the two things combined.
There was Puerto Rican food.
They had Puerto Rican food. They had Indian food. Any cuisine that you could think of is in this. Like, and it's like
and there was lots of dessert places. Ice cream, cookies. There was lots of dessert places.
There was a smoke shop for the people that are addicted to their vapes, which I don't endorse. But like there was a little bit of everything, and they also have like nights where it was certain themes. So like when
it was supposed to be jazz that night, but
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, there was supposed to be
it was Caribbean
night.
It was Caribbean.
That was another event.
Yeah, it was.
I had a good birthday,
and
y'all.
so they were playing all Caribbean music, and like people were dancing and vibing. It was family friendly, but also like it's a place you can go on a date.
Yeah,
there were like single people out there just walking around, probably wanting to be seen or something. Mm-hmm. But it was just like a nice atmosphere. There were plenty of places to take pictures. They had like a main stage type area where I guess if there's performers that want to perform there, they can. Yeah, but it was just like a good vibe over there.
Yeah, Wesley Chapel in general, I am newly discovering because I have a friend that lives in that area now, and it's a very pleasant seeming community. I go visit, I go home, but like there's things like several of the cultural type events that I've gone to recently have been in Wesley Chapel. So I'm like, and there's also, y'all, according to what my friend told me, a bus driver that was taking everybody to the Jazz Under the Stars event was having a discussion with the lady, and the lady told me that there is a Black in Wesley Chapel Facebook group, I think it is.
Oh, really?
So like if you want to meet people, and not necessarily just to date, but just like hang out, evidently they discuss and they meet up. Like there's a core group of them, and then they are very welcoming to outsiders or whatever. But there's a Black in Wesley Chapel group. I was told I need. But
I think that just goes to show that you don't have to stick to the main areas of Tampa Bay when you come either to visit or if you live here, because most people think Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, like the main places where it's highly trafficked, which all of those places are nice and have plenty to do. But areas like Wesley Chapel, or areas like Riverview, like there's a lot, especially if you're a foodie. You're going to eat. You're going to eat. Yeah, I've been eating too much, but you're going to eat.
It seems like we have. But anyway, we're going to go back to Crate because I enjoyed it. Yeah, and I'm going to be one of those single people walking around trying to be seen. Yeah, that's going to be me.
Even when we went, it was raining and there was still like kind of a vibe out there.
It was.
And the service was pretty fast. Everyone was friendly. Yeah. There was plenty of places to sit down. They had tables with the shade, so it's
umbrella tables and stuff. Yeah. So yeah,
it was a fun little time.
Our little discovery. I enjoyed my birthday, y'all. I did stuff and it was fun.
You want to tell people how old you are?
I'm 54 and proud of it. Like I'm
because when I say your age to people, they be like, "Why are you telling her age? Why are you calling her old?" I don't care. And I'm like, she does not care.
I don't care, honey. As the lovely gentleman told me in Walmart yesterday, it just gets better with time. Thank you, sir.
Anywho's, so Oscar Gemini is name a celebrity that they can never make you hate.
Okay, there's a couple. I pondered this a little bit. Okay, so at the top of the list, and this is so bizarre and gonna sound crazy to y'all, I know, and he's passed away now, but you will not tarnish his reputation or blacken his reputation. You know that I have a strong affection for Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know I love Mr. Rogers. I think he was the sweetest, kindest, gentle. That man.
I feel like a lot of people don't know who that is.
Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. If you're a 70s kid, you grew up watching Mr. Rogers come home from wherever he came. I don't know where Mr. Rogers was always coming from, but he would come home, take off his jacket.
I was about to say something so out of
Put on his little sweater and his sneakers, singing his little song. As a black child, he was a very white man, but he still felt like home to me.
And he did a lot for like integration.
He did stuff. when I believe the riots were happening in '68. Something had happened. Right now it escapes me. But someone wrote into Mr. Rogers and said, "You can help with this situation." Mr. Rogers had a black police officer that was one of his neighbors, because that was kind of the job of the show, that you were in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Black police officer come and join him in his backyard, and they put their feet in a little kiddie pool together to cool off. Mr. Rogers, and from what because I watched his documentary, which was very well done. We found out all kinds of things about him, and the documentary was literally done because the guy that kind of was telling the story said he wanted to find out, was Mr. Rogers the character that he portrayed on his show, and wanted to kind of prove nobody's that nice. And sadly for him, he found out that everybody that knew Fred Rogers said he was who he was on camera. He has testified in front of Congress before about different issues. I just love Mr. Rogers, y'all. I just do. She knows it. She knows, like, don't say nothing bad about Mr. Rogers. You're going to catch these hands, because I love Mr. Rogers.
Okay, so I have a list. I'll start with this. I think this is them as a unit and also them individually. You can never make me hate Zendaya and Tom Holland as a couple.
Okay.
Because they're so, first of all, we don't ever be in those people's business. We don't know we barely even knew they were dating until they were like, okay,
it was just speculation before they confirmed it. Yeah.
They're so in love with each other. Like, every time you see them, it's obvious that they love one another. And I also like that they do not let their height difference make any difference in their relationship, or like people don't even talk about it.
Yeah,
it's
because they're nice people, and like if you come for nice people, then that's just bad juju. Leave them alone.
And their chemistry on screen is just like
Zendaya,
MJ and Peter Parker.
She has been unproblematic. Like we have not heard any scandals about her. We have not seen her be mean to anybody. Like she seems to be a generally
every
happy,
time I've
nice
seen
person.
fan interactions with her, people like seeing her out. She's always like super nice, super friendly. She just seems like so regular. Like she doesn't seem like she cares about being a celebrity. Yeah. Even though she's one of the most famous people in the world.
Yeah. Love Zendaya.
And Tom Holland also gives the same vibe, which I guess is how they ended up being together.
Okay, I got one. Denzel Washington. Please and thank you. Don't say anything bad about Denzel. Denzel, first of all, was a sex symbol and still continues to be a sex symbol when he came on the scene. For y'all. For my generation, he still is. And what makes him sexy is, number one, he doesn't try to be sexy. He's just himself. He's likable. The other thing for me as a older woman that makes him sexy is he rides for his wife, y'all. I love a man that loves his wife. He Pauletta, keep them heifers away from your man because he is a good man. He's a father and like a family man. Also, as a Christian myself, the fact that he's a Christian and he's not ashamed of it.
He's very vocal about it.
He gives a lot of money to charity. Like, you ain't gonna make me not like Denzel. You just not.
Okay, my next one, it could be controversial, but like I feel like majority of people are not gonna care. Y'all can't make me hate Will Smith. I'm so sorry. I forgot all about his little incident. Yeah. He got punished. He's banned from the Oscars. Whoop-de-doo, whatever. But y'all can't, like, he just, at heart.
Will Smith is like a puppy. Like,
I just feel like at heart he just had like a moment, just like anybody would have a moment. But because he's a celebrity, it was exacerbated.
Yeah, he glitched because of his love for a woman. Yeah. So that right there makes me able to forgive him.
And he didn't do it like he slapped somebody.
He slapped somebody, which was wrong. We will never endorse violence.
Wrong, but like he didn't shoot and kill somebody.
But yeah, and I just can't be mad at Will. And if you have not seen the most recent Bad Boys movie,
what you gonna do? What you gonna
do?
Will
is still beautiful.
Oh, we were going there.
Okay, and then it does not hurt that he's over 6 feet tall, because you know I love a tall man. Does not hurt that he's a police officer, because you know I love military and you know people like that.
Law enforcement.
Well, not so much law enforcement. I like military. But I like Will Smith version of law enforcement. Like, yeah. Like any man that can save your life. Like if you can come in and save my life, I'm vibing with you. So anyway, Will specifically, I'm not mad at Will. You're not going to make me mad at Will. Now, if I find out he's doing something sinister under the cover, did something to a child, hurt a woman, whatever, that's a whole different thing. But just that one incident,
I feel like his biggest scandal is like his marriage, which that ain't none of my business. I really don't care. But him as a person, and him as, and not even just him as a person, because like obviously I don't know Will Smith personally.
We don't know
him as an actor, like he's one of the last standing movie stars.
Yeah,
that's still making movies that can bring in box office hits.
He's so good that if you went to see Bad Boys, you would forget that there was ever a problem with him in the recent past.
I was sitting there watching the movie like
you just forget. And I will also say, kind of in a different way, Martin is also somebody.
Martin is very unproblematic
because he is just naturally funny. He seems like there's some people that would make good road trip people. Yeah. I would take a road trip with Martin any day.
Him and Will Smith have such a good chemistry on screen. So where like I was watching, obviously they're actors and they're good at their jobs. I'm watching the movie like I know y'all are friends in real life. Yeah. Y'all just have that natural chemistry and back and forth with each other. And after making so many movies together and having to be those characters so many times, they were playing themselves really. Yeah. Just in, a different uniform with a different name.
Yeah. And Martin made me think about, I'm pretty good with Tisha Campbell too. I think she's a generally nice person. I don't like her husband for what he did to her.
Tisha Campbell is cool.
Her ex-husband.
Tisha Campbell is cool, but that one video that circulates every once in a while, where she's like, I'm still here. You've never seen that?
I've not seen it. You got to show it to me. But I just like her. I think that she is a girl's girl. I've seen her interviews.
I like her and Tashina Arnold together.
Their friendship that they got. They've guest hosted. She's guest hosted on a couple of shows, and she just seems like she will ride for somebody. If I'm not mistaken, on one of the shows that she was on, Gabrielle Union had to remind her that she paid for Gabrielle to go to counseling at some point in her life when she was going through something, and she maybe wasn't as big a star, or maybe wasn't as famous. But if I'm not mistaken, Gabrielle thanked Tisha for paying for her to go to counseling. Tisha just seems like a down to earth, big hearted person. Don't bother her. And Dwayne Martin, God gonna get you.
My last one is, y'all cannot make me hate Lupita Nyong'o. She's such a good actress. She plays so many different roles. Like, she just seems like a very like lighthearted, nice person. Like, she's just, and then I feel like her friendship with Chadwick and like being in Marvel and in that.
See, universe. And that makes me think of the Western movie.
The Harder They Fall.
Regina King. Don't mess with Regina.
Oh yeah, Regina King.
Leave Regina alone, y'all. Regina, I got you, girl. It's on site. Call me. Yeah.
But yeah, so those are our picks for who.
Just a few of them. There's
probably
others,
more, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be in the comments being like, "Oh, so and so did."
And what about?
I don't know. I don't know every single thing that all of these people did, but from what I know and from what I've seen from their work, I like them. Yeah. So don't come for me if they're like a secret murderer or something. That's none of my business.
Like, we don't know it. Bring receipts if you're gonna say something bad about them. Bring receipts,
especially if you're gonna say something bad about Zendaya and Tom Holland. I'm gonna need to see.
Well, Mr. Rogers, don't mess with him.
Anyways, Gemini Gems, would you like to go first?
Okay, so it's summer, it's cookout season, it's cooking season in general. People are on vacation and whatever and stuff. So we're gonna give you a couple shortcuts or like kitchen hacks that you can use. If you have a recipe, stir fry, egg rolls,
that made me think of the Migos.
Whatever it is that you're gonna do with some shredded cabbage, please don't use up your time if you're in a hurry buying a whole head of cabbage and shredding it. Go get you some coleslaw mix, y'all. Y'all do realize that coleslaw mix is shredded cabbage with a little bit of carrots every now and then, or maybe a little bit of radish and what, but you're not gonna taste it. Go get you some coleslaw mix, which is shredded cabbage. You can use it for your egg roll, your homemade egg rolls, which I love to make. Yeah. You can use it for your stir fry. You can use it if you're going to do corned beef and cabbage. Just go buy you some coleslaw mix. And if you don't want the other things like the carrots in them, I think the angel hair coleslaw usually is just cabbage. But like, that's a shortcut, y'all. Y'all welcome.
Okay. So mine is that if you want individual servings of something that you have to bake, like if you're doing baked mac and cheese. If we're doing baked mac and cheese, if you're doing dressing, I think it probably would work for
corn pudding, anything.
Cornbread, corn pudding. Use a muffin tin, and then you have individual servings. I know when I was living by myself, and I didn't want to have like a whole pan of something, and I wanted to be able to like grab it and go. Muffin tin, and then
make sure you spray nonstick spray in there really good, and it'll come out. And
or if you're like, if you're trying to make lunch for someone, like you're trying to make lunch for your man or something, then you can have little individual things that you can put in there instead of like having a big pan, and then you got to try to make it look all pretty and cut it up.
Yeah, it transports easily, but nonstick spray, whatever it is that you would bake in a casserole dish or whatever, most of the time it's going to hold together if you do the muffin tin. So those are some kitchen hacks.
Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap this on up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Period.